Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz. This is my weekly video blog called Bullheaded, a review of the Houston Texans news, as well as a preview of the upcoming game matchups. Now, we are in week 15 of the season, 3 games left for the Houston Texans this year. And, there's still like a couple of concerns. So, going back to last Sunday's loss against the Indianapolis Colts, there was a whole bunch of problems all over the field. For me personally, it kind of inspired the idea of this week's episode, which I call the Clean It Up episode, if you will. And so there's just things that the Texans just need to clean up before we head into these playoffs. And it's just some of the main things that have either been plaguing us, over that 3-game losing streak that we started with, or it's just some things that we've kind of seen like off and on throughout the current or the recently snapped winning streak. And so one of the things, just going back to Sunday's game, because there we go. All right, so yeah, just going back to Sunday's game, just some of the things that I was all too familiar with being a problem. Definitely the O line affecting us, or just faltering. Deshaun Watson was sacked like 5 times, and I know some of the analysts say like, "Oh, he held on to the ball too long," and yeah, I can see how he does that. Yes, but at the same time, like some of those sacks didn't even need to be, not because he held on to the ball too long, but the defender shouldn't have even been in the backfield like that. I think that was just bad O-line play as opposed to him just not finding people down the field. And so definitely, yes, he has to work on that skill set, as I've said before, but the O-line has to be way better than that. They definitely do. Another bad thing or glaring issue was the secondary. We got everybody saying like, "Oh, T.Y. Hilton, he's the freaking Texans killer or whatever." He almost had like 200 yards on us in that game, and so it's not even just that. Luck, he was distributing the ball pretty well also, and so I think he finished with almost 400 yards himself. So 199 for Hilton, 399 for Luck. And so with that being said, it's like our defense, our secondary it's just been not great as we thought it would be, especially with Romeo Cornell heading up the defense. I think one of the stats coming into the season was that when he was defensive coordinator in 2016, we were number one in turnovers and takeaways. The defense was, and last year we finished dead last in the water overall in defense with Mike Vrabel at the head. But this year is a lot of expectations for him to kind of bring us back to that number one takeaway spot, and we just haven't really seen that happen or come into fruition at all. So it's just been a glaring issue, particularly those 2 spots, and those have been like some pretty big issues for the Texans, like over the years at one point or another. So hopefully things will change. Brings me to my next point. There's been a lot of talk about they're going to bring back Kayvon Webster, quarterback that we signed earlier in the offseason, or probably like right before preseason, I believe. He was playing, a few games, and I think he got injured in the Dallas game, and so he hasn't really been back since due to his Achilles injury. And so this week they activated him on his like 21-day practice window. Since he was on injured reserve, and he might come back this weekend. He might not be back this particular weekend, maybe the next weekend, but he should be making this return pretty soon. With that being said, I think that his return is definitely going to infuse the secondary, regardless of how well he regardless of how well he played before he got hurt. And the reason I say that is like, the secondary probably just needs a new fresh body within that lineup. Jonathan Joseph, he's Asian. He's an old veteran. And, every time you look up, it's like, dudes are making like, one or two big play catches on him. Kareem Jackson, he's not so much aging as Jonathan Joseph, but he's been around for a while himself. And they already have him moving back to safety and just splitting time between safety and cornerback. So I think with Webster, he'll kind of bring like that little. I think he'll bring some type of balance or something, or some type of staple within the cornerback rotation, if anything. We definitely need that because there's just too many plays that's being made on our receivers right now. The safeties, that Matthew and Reed, they're doing all right. You know what I'm saying, but they could do a little bit better as well. So definitely looking up. Hopefully, Webster will be back within the next 2 weeks or so. And just as I reiterated earlier, the Texans they just have to clean up their ways. First, with this offensive line, they just have to they just had to pick some heart up and just, start, getting after these defenders a little bit more. You got a mobile quarterback, but you can't rely on that. You can't rely that, if your defender beats you, that, your quarterback is going to, throw the ball away or anything like that. You just can't. You got to defend them like, um, you got to defend him like he's going to keep the ball every time or whatever clever saying that you want to say. But basically, you just have to, probably hold the defender off a little bit longer than what's needed. But I mean, at the same time, that just is what it is. That's what it's going to have to be for that. For our defensive backfield, not just our cornerbacks, but our entire secondary safeties as well. We're just going to have to play a little bit smarter. Mm, mm, Maybe a little bit more aggressive as well, just to kind of like up our turnovers, up our takeaways a little bit. Just get some more picks in there. Just get some more game changing plays. Reed made that one play. I think it was Reed or you made that one play a week or so. Yeah, week and a half ago against the Browns, where the dude catches the ball, almost runs into the end zone, and Reed just knocks it out of his hand. And so, definitely, that's going to be there needs to be room for more plays such as that. That way, we can kind of get our offense the chance to like just get out there and make points for us, which they can do. So, with that being said, I'm just going to go right into the keys of the game. And it's just a couple things that the Texans need to do to win this game. First thing they need to do, front seven has to be dominant, straight up. So, rain is expected to be in the forecast. If it's not, it's definitely going to be cold out there. So, there might be some winds blowing or whatever, just for the chill to happen. So, our front seven really has to like kind of buckle their chin straps up and prepare for the run game of the New York Jets. Might be a little bit easier for them to do, given the fact that running back Isaiah Correll, if I hope I'm saying that right, he's he just recently got put on injured reserve, so he'll definitely be out this game. So they'll have like Bilal Powell maybe. Uh, Let me double check that, so I don't want to pull a Stephen A. Smith. Uh, Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. But yeah, they'll definitely have that. Yeah, they'll definitely. Oh shit, I got it right. Good. So yeah, they'll definitely probably have Bilal Powell in there if he's healthy. Um, but they'll have quite a few running backs in there just to kind of challenge our run game. But front seven got to stand strong. White and Clowney, they definitely have to stand strong. I believe Clowney's probably going to even have a big game with this. He's been having a great year so far. I don't see no reason why he shouldn't be able to like just kind of make him his mark on this particular game. Um, they got a young quarterback out there just looking to finish the season on a high note. So Sam Donald, rookie quarterback. If anybody saw the Jets season opener, it's pretty all right. It's pretty good. Made a lot of noise across the league as far as like just that team, just the Jets themselves and going in and just getting a big win like that. So he's definitely going to look to finish the season off on a high note. Probably take a little bit more chances than what he wants to, or a little bit more chances than what he usually does. So I'm definitely going to be looking for him to like try to just take more risk and just he was probably if he does that, he's probably going to put himself in a position for those risks to fail. So it's all up to the front seven of the defense on how they want to handle that. Um, the next thing that the Texans need to do for to get this win is the offense has to regain their rhythm. So on Sunday, we just could not seem to find a rhythm on like a lot of drives. By the time we did find some rhythm in the fourth quarter, it was almost too late. And in fact, it was too late. We were on that third down and Clowney just happened to like jump outside and all that. But it should have never gotten to that point. So yeah, Texans, they jumped out pretty good on Sunday, but they got to keep that momentum going throughout the entire game. That's just all that is. One of the things they can do for that is improve red zone scoring. Of course, red zone has been an issue for us throughout the year, but they do have to improve the scoring for that. Continue to get more touchdowns as opposed to field goals. But they have to win the third down battles. So the Jets are second in defending the third down. So with the Texans, they just have to, they really have to win those battles if they want to win those games. Of course, it's going to extend drives, all that other stuff. So they'll definitely have to focus on drawing up some great plays for third down, plays that'll more than likely get you over that first down marker. So definitely they're gonna have to win that battle. And last thing they need to do is kind of challenge the run defense a little bit. So the Jets I think they have a top 10 run defense, but we're number three in rushing. So screw the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Screw that run defense. They just have to get out and, just go in there and just hit them in the mouth one time. Like I said, it's going to be cold. And so the weather is probably going to be, windy and all this stuff. But when that cold hits those pads or when those hits hit your body in that cold, it's going to be something different. So they have to challenge this run defense. They have to get physical with them. It's probably going to be, one of the few ways that they can win this game. And not to say like the Texans just are. There's chances the Texans could lose. What I'm really trying to, because I mean, listen, on any given day, any team could be any team or whatever, the speech. But this is late in the season, and a lot of teams are, some of their coaches are getting fired, in particular the Jets. So they're probably going to look to be a little bit inspired in him keeping his job. But with that being said, it definitely, excuse me, yeah. With that being said, it's definitely going to be, they're going to definitely gonna want to come out there, hyped and just aggressive. So with our run game, is gonna kind of hit them in the mouth a little bit, and maybe more than a couple times hit them in the mouth, and just kind of get them to like kind of somber down a little bit and just let us take control of this game. So that's pretty much what it's gonna all boil down to with this offense. So that's pretty much all I got for this week, man. Texans I just had those two keys for them to win the game. All they have to do is just let the front seven be dominant and terrorize the quarterback as well as the running back, and our offense just has to gain some type of rhythm to get points on that, obviously, but also to kind of just put this game away as early as possible. So, with that being said, I'm Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz. Holla black.